Here's your KNDY weatherology forecast for northeast Kansas and southeast Nebraska. Slight chance of snow today, otherwise sunshine mixed with clouds at times. Daytime highs approaching 31. Southwesterly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Slight chance for snow tonight, lows level off around 19, cloudy skies expected. A dusting of snow tonight. I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Right now, 14.
We have no weather-related postponements or cancellations to report this Thursday.
Kansas Mid-America Network News. I'm Andy Hoosier. Well, we are still a year and a half away, but the Kansas Secretary of State Scott Schwab has officially announced that he is running for Kansas governor in the upcoming 2026 midterm elections. KSNT News reports that the statement was made official by Secretary of State Scott Schwab as of yesterday, saying the Great Bend native is wrapping up 2 terms of Kansas Secretary of State and plans to move forward, saying, quote, "We need to return the values and principles that we've always fueled us and gave me the strength to lead in Topeka."
Which path will we take? Property taxes are squeezing our seniors. Small towns are getting smaller. Rural communities are falling further behind.
In other news, the Kansas Highway Patrol has announced that they had to use their air support unit number 650 to help rescue numerous drivers that found themselves stranded in the north central portion of Kansas yesterday. WIBW reports that the event happened on K4 Highway in Dickinson County when a semi tried driving down the highway located near Hope, but got stuck in the snow that with the wind drifts measured in near feet.
Kansans with disabilities and senior citizens are 3 times more likely to be crime victims. If you are a Kansas senior citizen or a Kansan with a disability and you are a crime victim, contact the Disability Rights Center of Kansas at 877-776-1541. We may be able to help you with your civil legal matter. Contact us at 877-776-1541 or drckansas.org. Once again, if you are a Kansas senior or a Kansan with a disability who is a crime victim, contact the Disability Rights Center of Kansas at 877-776-1541 or drckansas.org. We may be able to help you with your civil legal matter. The content of this radio ad is sponsored by the Disability Rights Center of Kansas and this station. It is supported by a VOCA grant awarded through the Federal Office for Victims of Crime as administered by the Kansas Governor's Grants Program. It does not necessarily reflect the views of the Office of the Kansas Governor or the U.S. Department of Justice.
The Riley County Police Department says they are still investigating after one meat producer in the community says they lost tens of thousands of dollars in an alleged internet scam. As according to KSNT News, the Riley County Police Department says that back on January 2nd, the Meatworks of Kansas, that is located in Riley, Kansas, says they lost $60,000 after they were deceived by an email saying they wanted to purchase 15,000 pounds of ground beef. According to law enforcement in the community, they say they are working with the company of Meatworks of Kansas to identify who may be responsible for the theft, as the Riley County Police Department is saying that if you have any information on the case, you can call 785-257-2112, or you can call your local Crime Stoppers. During the investigation, the company of Meatworks of Kansas say that the theft posed as a legitimate buyer of beef. However, the scammer was able to get away with most of the meat without paying for the $60,000 that the business was owed. The investigation on the situation is still ongoing by local and state officials. Kansas Mid-America Network News.
Duzine Enterprises has been laying floors all over our area since 1962. That's miles and miles of carpet, laminate, tile, hardwood, and vinyl. And they are so good at it that their schedule is filling up fast. So while good things come to those who wait, if you have a remodel or a new construction project in your near future, you should probably get on their schedule today. So call 785-325-2379. That's 785-325-2379. Duzine Enterprises in Washington. Why would you go anywhere else? Financing available.
Nebraska Mid-America Network News. I'm Andy Hoosier. Well, the state of Nebraska wrapped up 2024 with late December having state and federal agricultural agency officials identify a 6th Nebraska case regarding the highly pathogenic avian influenza. As according to the Nebraska Examiner, the latest was found in a commercial flock of broiler chickens in Johnson County, where the Nebraska Department of Agriculture had announced the case on New Year's Eve. According to state veterinarian Dr. Roger Dudley, he says that he expects to find more instances of the highly contagious virus across the state due to it being circulated in wild birds and commercial and backyard flocks. State and federal agricultural officials are asking poultry producers to continue to monitor their birds for symptoms, including drinking less water, eating less, producing fewer eggs, producing soft or oddly shaped eggs, along with coughing, wheezing, sneezing, or even diarrhea within the birds. Nebraska, Mid-America Network News, I'm Andy Hoosier.
Wait! Santa is done, my friends. After Santa's hard work comes the new Wi-Fi hungry connected gadgets. Make sure your router is capable and ready. Let Blue Valley help you kick off the new year on the right foot by upgrading your Wi-Fi experience with Blue Valley Technologies' worry-free Wi-Fi service.
To learn more, visit bluevalley.net.
Reporting local news, I'm Bruce Dierking. Temperatures nudging into the 30s. The remainder of the week are welcome. That may start to melt snow and ice away, with sub-zero overnight lows earlier this week on the heels of the weekend winter storm. Slick spots still remain, but roads have been cleared. Area schools returned to normal schedules Thursday, but many others across the state remain closed, including Wamego, Rock Creek, Chapman, and a number of Topeka area schools. U.S. Post will be closed with no mail delivery Thursday in honor of the late President Jimmy Carter. Marshall County Commissioners delayed Monday's meeting until Tuesday this week due to weather. At last week's meeting, the high bid of $221,000 from Steve O'Neill of Marysville was accepted for a 6.2-acre tract in East Marysville that was up for sealed bid after 2 attempts to fund a new jail project at the site were rejected by voters. 4 bids were received for the property. Year-end transfers were approved, including up to $150,000 from Road and Bridge to the Machinery Fund, up to $500,000 from Road and Bridge to the Special Road and Bridge Fund, up to $100,000 from the Sheriff's budget to Sheriff's capital outlay, and up to $150,000 from the Health Department to the Health Department Building Fund. An open house is planned Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. in the Marshall County Clerk's office to recognize outgoing Commissioners Fritz Pulaski and Keith Bramhall. Washington County Commissioners heard an update on seismic testing with plans to continue in southern Washington County this spring in search of hydrogen reserves. They will be working roadside and are to contact landowners prior to testing. Due to inclement weather, the Harvesters food distribution in Axtell has been canceled this Friday, January 10th. Bernice A. Helmer, age 86, of rural Marysville, passed away January 3rd. Funeral service is planned Friday, 10:30 at the Emmanuel State Line Lutheran Church, north of Marysville. Burial in the church cemetery. Visitation Thursday, 2 until 8. Family will greet friends Thursday from 5 until 7 at Kinsley Mortuary in Marysville, in charge of arrangements for Bernice Helmer. Barbara J. Forrest, age 75, of Frankfort, passed away December 29th. Funeral service Saturday, 10 a.m. at St. Columba-Keel's Catholic Church at Blaine. Burial in the Mount Calvary Catholic Cemetery. Rosary Friday evening at 7 at the church, with a visitation Friday noon until 4 at the Padden Funeral Chapel in Frankfort, in charge of arrangements for Barbara Forrest. Kirk C. Bradford, age 71, of Marysville, passed away December 23rd. Funeral service Saturday, 10:30 at St. Gregory's Catholic Church in Marysville. Private family burial in the church cemetery. A visitation is planned 5:30 until 6:30 with a rosary at 6:30 Friday at St. Gregory's Catholic Church, Marysville. Kinsley's in charge of arrangements for Kirk Bradford. Morris J. Pete Cumrow, age 101, of Hollenberg, passed away December 29th. Celebration of Life service is planned Saturday, 10:30 at St. Michael's Catholic Church in Fairbury. Family will have a meet and greet at 6 p.m. with a rosary at 7 on Friday evening at the Gertis-Meyer Funeral Home in Fairbury, in charge of arrangements for Pete Cumrow. Dale Dewis, age 81, passed away December 28th. And a funeral service is planned Saturday, 11 a.m. at the Gertis-Meyer Funeral Home. Burial at a later date. Gertis-Meyer Funeral Home in charge of arrangements for Dale Dewis. Connie M. Hartloff, age 80, of Blue Rapids, passed away December 24th. Memorial service rescheduled this Saturday,
January 11th, 2 until 4 at the 4-H building on the Marshall County Fairgrounds in Blue Rapids. Christy Anders, funeral home in charge of arrangements for Connie Hartloff. On the Marshall County Senior Citizens lunch menu today, Swiss steak, baby bacon, zucchini and tomatoes, and fruited jello. Tomorrow, a hamburger with baked beans, broccoli and cauliflower salad, and fruit cocktail. KNDY News Time 7:13.
Agriculture. Our country was built on it. Our children are fed by it. No one quite understands the unique needs of the farmer like United Bank and Trust. Whether you raise crops or livestock, you need the right equipment at the right time. Our ag loans can help you acquire and maintain that equipment when and where you need it. Contact one of our experienced ag lenders today. United Bank and Trust. Banking for your way of life. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Marysville Knights of Columbus Annual Soup Day is Thursday, January 9th, serving 11 to 7 at St. Gregory's Church Hall in Marysville, with vegetable beef, potato, chili, and chicken noodle soup, as well as homemade sandwiches and desserts. Dine-in, carry-out, and local delivery available. For delivery on Thursday, phone 562-2711. Knights of Columbus Soup Day in Marysville at St. Gregory's Church Hall, serving 11 to 7, Thursday, January 9th.
Here's your KNDY weatherology forecast for northeast Kansas and southeast Nebraska. Partly sunny skies early on today, then a slight chance for some snow showers with our highs in the mid to upper 30s. Snow showers are possible overnight tonight, staying mostly cloudy with our lows in the mid to upper teens. North winds between 5 and 10 and gusting as high as 25. Partly sunny skies throughout Friday with our highs in the upper 20s and lower 30s, and partly cloudy skies into Friday night with our lows in the mid to upper teens. Staying sunny throughout the day on Saturday with our highs in the upper 30s and lower 40s, and mostly cloudy skies into Saturday night with our lows in the upper teens and lower 20s. Mostly sunny skies throughout Sunday with our highs in the upper 20s and lower 30s, then mostly cloudy skies into Sunday night with our lows in the single digits and lower teens. Sunshine throughout Monday as well with our highs in the mid to upper 20s, and partly cloudy skies throughout Monday night with our lows in the single digits and lower teens. Staying sunny throughout Tuesday with our highs in the upper 20s and lower 30s, and mostly clear skies as we head into Tuesday night with our lows in the mid to upper teens. And sunshine throughout Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Carol Foster.
Average high temperature early January 39, record high on this date 72. The average low 19, the record low was 21 below zero. Sunrise this morning 7:47, sunset this evening at 5:21. It's 15 degrees this hour. That's a check of the morning news and weather for this Thursday, the 9th of January. KNDY News Time is 7:16.
Are you searching for a primary care provider who can do it all? Sunflower Medical Clinic is here for you. From adult health screenings to well child exams, DOT physicals, or more, our team at Sunflower Medical Clinic is here to keep your family healthy. We also offer laser hair removal, Botox, facial fillers, plus bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. Call us today to see how Sunflower Medical Clinic can serve you.
This is Chris Lewis. The Cavs outduel the Thunder in a battle of the NBA's top teams.
Garland is running away from the defender, Jalen Williams, and now OKC is going to call off the Dogs. Garland ahead to Mobley. Mobley, 3 on the clock, 2 on the clock, 1 on the clock. Buzzer sounds. Cavs win. Cavaliers win. The Cavaliers, like a bolt of lightning, have vanquished the Thunder. 129-122.
In a game with 30 lead changes on WTAM, the Cavs increased their winning streak to 11 while ending the 15-game streak for the Thunder. Story of the game, the Cavs bigs. Jared Allen, 25 points. Evan Mobley scored 21. Allen, after the game, on Mobley.
They finally learned who Evan Mobley is, and they still have a lot more to learn, He was doing everything for us. On the defensive end, he was getting stops. On the offensive end, we literally just drew up a play, gave him the ball, and said, go to work, and he got us a big bucket at the end. So they're learning about him.
Lots of hoops On a Wednesday night, Knicks beat the Raptors 112-98, and it was the Nuggets over the Clippers 126-103. Sixers squeaked past the Wizards 109-103. Pacers topped the Bulls 129-113. Trailblazers blast the Pelicans 119-100, while the Pistons over the Nets 113-98. College basketball, Villanova upsets number 9 UConn, a 68-66 final score. First win over an AP top 10 team in the Kyle Neptune era. Game of the night in college basketball, 10th ranked Texas A&M 80, 17th ranked Oklahoma 78. And in women's college basketball, it was USC and Juju Watkins, number 4th ranked, beating 8th ranked Maryland 79-74.
Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money, because you're in charge. Today, you're going to pay down your credit card bill. But you decide when you'll pay it. Before the due date, so those interest charges don't get you. But you decide if you pay it in full. But you definitely should, because again, interest charges. With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Sweetie, come here. Don't worry. I see a lot of patients with the exact same thing.
Ever since the ice skating rink went in next door?
Or is it more than
Dr. Clark's business is heating up.
So many patients need my help. How will I find time to see all of them?
They need to hire a scheduler, stat.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The Norris Motor Company in Marysville has the new 2025 Chevy Blazer and Chevy Traverse front-wheel drive. They have a new 2024 Chevy Suburban and Chevy Colorado, as well as a 2024 Chevy Silverado 3500 HD pickup. Yours at the Norris Motor Company in Marysville.
From ABC News, Wall Street now. The Dow Jones and Standard & Poor's 500 posted modest gains Wednesday. The Dow rising 106 points to close at 42,635. The S&P adding 0.16%. The Nasdaq Composite was the outlier, finishing the day fractionally lower. The stock market has closed today as the nation mourns the passing of President Jimmy Carter. Investors will have plenty to mull over as they head back to work tomorrow. Notes from the latest meeting of the Federal Reserve indicate that policymakers want to slow the pace of interest rate cuts. Among the concerns are stubborn inflation and questions about the potential effect of tariffs that have been promised by President-elect Donald Trump. Longshoremen have a new tentative contract deal with the operators of ports from Texas all the way to Maine. The 6-year agreement would end the threat of a strike that had been planned for next week. The dock workers have been concerned about the rise of automation on the ports. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Market information from the Mid-America Ag Network. I'm Andy Hoosier. Good Thursday morning to you. Markets opening here in just a little bit. And today being a shortened day in trading due to the memorial of former President Jimmy Carter. Markets closing a bit early today. But yesterday we saw a lot of red on the board. We'll see if the markets today rebound a little bit with some green when markets open in just a bit. Corn market was pretty steady yesterday in the red, with March corn finishing down 4 pennies at $4.54 even a bushel. May corn down 3 1/4 at $4.62 1/2 cents. Kansas City wheat, same story there from yesterday. March down 5 1/2 cents at $5.50 1/4. The May down 5 1/4 at $5.59 1/4 cents. In the oats market, in the red yesterday as well. March oats down 2 pennies at $3.24 even a bushel, with the May oats down 3 cents at $3.34 3/4. Bean market saw a little bit of green yesterday for a while, but it didn't last long and dropped back down by the end of trading. January soybeans finishing down 4 3/4 cents at $9.87 1/2. March beans were down 2 3/4 at $9.94 1/2 cent. Soybean meal, January down $2.70. That's about off the board as they sit at $2.92.60. March meal was down $2.70 at $300.80. And the bean oil, the little bit of green we saw yesterday, January down 39 cents at $41.11. March oil was also up by 34 cents at $41.54. Over in the canola market, canola did see a little bit of green yesterday, up 680, finishing at 641 even. That was for the January. That's about off the board as well. March canola up 680 yesterday at 628.5. And the cotton market saw mostly lower numbers there. March cotton down 33 cents at 68.18. The May cotton was down in the red by 31 cents, finishing at 69.37. So just a lot of red on the board. We'll see if things change a little bit today when markets open up in just a little bit for the shortened day in trading on a pre-Friday celebration. Market information from the Mid-America Ag Network.
From Kansas State University, this is Agriculture Today. I'm Shelby Varner. African swine fever is not currently in the United States. However, it is in other parts of the world. K-State swine nutrition veterinarian Jordan Gebhardt explains research he has been a part of that has looked into different ways of being able to detect ASF. He discusses detection testing options.
The sampling device that's used to collect the sample, very quick and dirty. That cotton can be found in any pharmacy. Phosphate buffered saline or PBS is readily available as well. So in a disease outbreak situation, we can move very quickly. There are some ways we can improve it with some other more complicated sampling devices. A sponge stick, for example, which is widely used in the food processing industry, can slightly improve the diagnostic sensitivity. So it depends on the goal. If we're in a disease outbreak situation where we only have readily available resources available, we know that gauze cotton technique can work very well. If we're in a research setting and we really want to maximize our ability to find a sample, virus, if it is present, we have some techniques that are a little bit more complicated to apply in the field, but for a research setting can be very applicable as well. So altogether, there's a few different options is what we found within the research, but collectively, this information allows veterinarians, producers, as well as our federal diagnosticians to best pick the tool from the toolbox to meet the goal of what they're trying to accomplish.
He says how the results from this research could be used in the future.
Currently, we're not doing any routine testing of shipping containers from areas that are affected by ASF. We bring containers, feed ingredients, trucks into the U.S. from those areas. We're not currently doing any routine monitoring to see if those surfaces do have ASF present or not. But in the event that our federal partners decide to look into that a little bit further, we've refined and we've optimized the techniques to give the best diagnostic result we can.
Gebhardt shares what value his work has for Kansas and U.S. swine producers.
If ASF were to be detected, we would be able to rapidly deploy this technique to understand what current biosecurity practices are limited or what are the ones that we would stand the most benefit by implementing. So it's more of a preparation, and in the event we were to have ASF, using these techniques, we would be able to respond much more rapidly and hopefully much more effectively to ultimately limit the impact and spread of this very devastating virus.
That was K-State swine nutrition veterinarian Jordan Gebhardt on new ways to detect African swine fever on surfaces and why it is important for producers in the United States and abroad. I'm Shelby Varner, and this has been Agriculture Today over the K-State Radio Network.
Thursday's sale day at Marysville Livestock Incorporated. They'll begin the cattle sale today, 11 a.m., and almost 2,000 head of early consignments include a complete herd dispersal, 15 black and white face spring calving cows bred to a Lapland Angus bull, 1 black Lapland breeder bull, 34 black steers and heifers weighing 400 to 600 pounds, 110 black and white face steers and heifers weigh 4 to 7, 100 black steers and heifers 5 to 7, 48 black and white face steers and heifers 5 to 750. 75 black steers and heifers 5 to 8, with 115 weighing in at 5 to 850. 45 black and white face steers and heifers weigh 5.5 to 7. 120 black steers and heifers 5.5 to 750, with a lot of 550 black steers and heifers weighing 5.5 to 850. 80 crossbred steers weigh 6 to 650. 8 black and red heifers 6 to 650. 60 black and red steers and heifers weigh 6 to 7. 35 black steers and heifers weigh 6 to 7, 17 weighing in at 6 to 750, 30 at 6 to 8, 90 black steers and heifers weighing 6 to 8, 95 black and white face steers and heifers weigh 6.5 to 850, 120 black steers and heifers 6.5 to 850, 60 weighing 7 to 9, 30 mixed heifers 750 to 8, 90 red Angus steers weigh 8 to 9, and 60 black heifers 850 to 875. Those are early consignment listings. 11 a.m. sale today at Marysville Livestock Incorporated.
January is designated as National Hobby Month. We will take a look at the state of hobbies in the 21st century on the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report.
If you're a farmer or rancher, chances are you've thought about joining Kansas Farm Bureau. So what's stopping you? Your membership means you have a seat at the table when it comes to the issues that affect your farm. Things like trade, taxes, water, and regulations. The state's largest farm advocacy organization brings your message to policy decision makers at the county, state, and national level. The voice of agriculture becomes your voice and fights for Kansas farmers and ranchers. And a Kansas Farm Bureau membership includes other benefits. For about $50 a year, you'll receive discounts on equipment and supplies, cell phone plans, financial and legal support, home and office supplies, and more. You'll also receive Kansas Living, a quarterly lifestyle magazine featuring real stories of farmers and producers around the state, plus great recipes, crafts, and things to see and do in Kansas. Join us today. Visit kfb.org/farmer-rancher to learn more.
With more practical tips and useful advice, this is the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report for Thursday, January 9th, the 9th day of the year. Actress Jolie Richardson celebrates a birthday, and Apple announced development of its first-generation iPhone on this day in 2007. Activities like reading, gardening, and travel remain among the most popular hobbies in America. But according to many sources, one of today's fastest-growing hobbies is birdwatching. Some 48 million Americans say they participate on some level, from backyard sightings to competitive outings. Only one other pastime has been on such a hot streak in the past decade, and that is genealogy. If it hasn't heard, of course, that the advent of the information age has put family ancestry searches only a few mouse clicks away. That is the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report. Learn more and sign up for our free newsletter at almanac.com.
729 from KNDY. 15 degrees was a high Monday. That's our low overnight, and we may nudge the freezing mark today. Seasonal highs expected the remainder of this week in the low to mid-30s. No weather-related postponements or cancellations to report this morning.
Mid-American Network Sports, I am Doug Downs. The Kansas Jayhawks went into halftime last night down 42-36, but the second half belonged to KU. They outscored Arizona State 38-13 to get a 74-55 win. Bill Self credits his defense.
Well, we were great defensively. I mean, who would have thought we shot the ball worse the second half from 2, we shot it worse from 3, and basically held them to 11. And then they get the layup there right at the very end. But
next up for the Jayhawks, they'll go on the road to play Cincinnati. That game will be Saturday at 1 o'clock. The Kansas State Wildcat women's team is currently number 12 in the country. They dominated the top 25 at number 22 Utah last night, 71-47. The Wildcats are 16-1 overall, 4-0 in Big 12 play. The Wildcats now will stay in Utah to play BYU on Saturday. Mid-American Network Sports.
Tuesday night basketball action in girls play. Diller Odell beat February 62-30. Southern girls fell to Freeman 48-28. In boys play, Diller Odell lost to February 46-26, and Southern was defeated by Freeman 73-50. Thursday night, Southern tips off at Exeter Milligan Friend. Friday, in our feature games, Marysville at Clay Center, live on AM 1570 FM 94.1. Frankfort hosting Clifton Clyde, live on FM 95.5.
You're tuned in to the TVL Rundown, a comprehensive weekly look at the athletics inside the Twin Valley League. The TVL Rundown is a service of B&D Buildings in Axtell and the Citizens National Bank in Greenleaf.
B&D Buildings of Axtell specializes in post-frame buildings. Give them a call for stud-frame buildings with complete concrete and electrical work included. It's one call to get the job done. B&D Buildings, specializing in post-frame building construction, plus repairs and more. Always free estimates. Give them a call. B&D Buildings of Axtell, 785-294-0147. B&D Buildings at 785-294-0147.
Another reason to make the Citizens National Bank your bank. With a century of experience, you know you can count on us for convenient banking and personal service from people you know and trust. With extended hours and online banking for all your financial needs. Another reason to make the Citizens National Bank your bank.
Welcome to the TVL Rundown. Jeff, we did get some good games in last week. I want to mention real quick. Axtell clean sweep over Washington. Donovan West girls defeat Lynn, while the Lynn boys get Donovan West. Centralia clean sweep over Clifton Clyde. And then Hanover clean sweep in both boys and girls on the Frankfort Wildcats last Friday. I'm going to talk a little bit about a team that I saw there Friday night, the Hanover boys team. They looked really good in a 10-point win versus a solid Frankfort team Friday night.
We've talked about this last week. I think Hanover is still one of the upcoming teams in this league, both boys and girls. But yeah, that Hanover boys team really has shown some improvement. I think they were kind of underestimated to begin the season, and they're showing up now and maybe taking that to a little bit of an advantage. And they have some great athletes, no doubt.
And, of course, without any games Tuesday night due to weather, Jeff, we're looking at last Friday's contest. The Axtell Eagles and the Clifton Clyde Eagles had some big performances. It was a good day to fly in the TVL with some high-scoring individual outputs.
On the boys' side, it was Jack Scotchney. I know he'd want to do this in a better situation as they lost to Centralia, but Scotchney put up 34 points, 13 boards, 4 steals in that ball game against Centralia. Again, the Eagles did lose 60-55. As you said, Axtell had a pair of really good efforts. Eli Brocksterman with 22, Sandman with 26 for the Axtell Eagles in a 99-52 win over Washington County. A game where Axtell scored 42 points in the second quarter alone. So if you want to talk about a dominating effort last week, that's where you go, is the Axtell Eagles over Washington County.
A few notes that I wanted to make real quick. Again, had that chance to see Hanover at Frankfort Friday night. In the girls' contest, 1,000-point scorer, Anna Judeman, in her career, had 31 in that game. She had 27 through the first 3 quarters. She started the game off with 17 points in the first, 4 for 4 from behind the 3. And then in the boys' game, had some pretty good games. Braylon Mine with 17 points in that 10-point victory for the boys. In Frankfort, a pair of double-digit scores. Wes Anderson with 20 and Lane Lewis with 17s. Now, some rescheduling games from this week. Valley Heights at Clifton Clyde has been rescheduled until February 13th. Frankfort at Axtell, February 17th. And Lynn at Washington County moved to next Friday, the 17th. So that leaves us with a Friday schedule this week, highlighted by Valley Heights at Donovan West, Hanover at Onega, Axtell at Lynn, Centralia, Washington County, and then the game we will have on KNDY, Clifton Clyde at Frankfort. That one's going to be a good one too, but again, I'm going to go to a different game, the Axtell-Lynn game. I know the boys will be highly competitive. I think the girls are going to be an excellent one too as well to keep an eye on.
I do too. I think the Axtell girls coming into Lynn will be ready to go. I think they know what they face. It's not always matching up perfectly with a team, but knowing what your team can do against the opponent, that really is what Axtell thrives with. It's, can they find those little things that they can do just a step better? And, yeah, I think the Lynn Lady Bulldogs are going to have their hands full, and I can't wait for a juicy matchup on the boys' side. We've seen both of these teams really maybe exceed maybe a little bit expectations, but something's got to give when two teams like that match up.
And something I want to bring up right now, the top 4 boys are Axtell, Lynn, Centralia, and Hanover, all with no losses. So that boys contest could be very important. Again, for Jeff Wirtz of the TVL Spotlight, Max Plasky here with KNDY Radio. We'll be back next week on the TVL Rundown with a full look at the Twin Valley League Tournament coming up here on the 18th. You've been tuned in to the TVL Rundown, a weekly comprehensive look at the athletics inside the Twin Valley League. The TVL Rundown is a service of B&D Buildings in Axtell and the Citizens National Bank in Greenleaf.
Here's your KNDY weatherology forecast for northeast Kansas and southeast Nebraska. Slight chance of snow today, otherwise sunshine mixed with clouds at times. Daytime highs approaching 31. Southwesterly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Slight chance for snow tonight, lows level off around 19. Cloudy skies expected. A dusting of snow tonight. I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Right now, 14.
Good morning, everybody. This is Ryan Summerholder from Beatrice 77 Livestock talking to you about our bred cow and heifer special here today at 11 o'clock in the morning. We are starting off with our first calf heifer listing. Those will be the first in the ring. We'll be starting off with 31 black OCV'd first calf heifers, bred Flatiron Black Angus, due first. They will be the Bruna heifers from Hanover. Up next, we have 25 black and black white face first calf bred heifers, bred Bredemeyer, Black Angus, or Long Black Sim, due on February 18th. Those will be the Heidsieck Gertis cattle. Up next, 43 black first calf heifers, bred Nichols Black Angus, due in February. Those will be the Thornburg Langley cattle. Up next, 21 black white face first calf bred heifers, bred Black Angus, Summit Crest Genetics, or Klein Farms, due February 5th for a 45-day calving period. Those will be the Kreifels cattle. Also Kreifels cattle, guys, we have 14 black OCV first calf bred heifers, bred also Summit Crest Genetics or Klein Farms, due February 5th, also for a 45-day calving period. Up next, we have 40 F1 black whiteface first calf bred heifers, AI'd to Herbster Black Angus Game Changer, due January 28th for a 39-day calving period. They were vaccinated, ultrasounded, everything in the world done, guys. Those will be the Kim and Wade Thornburg cattle. Up next, we have 25 black first calf bred heifers. They are also AI'd Tegmeyer Golden Hereford, due January 28th for a 39-day calving period. Same exact program, guys. Also Kim and Wade Thornburg cattle. Up next, we have 5 red Angus and 6 red whiteface first calf heifers. They are AI'd to ABS finished product, ultrasounded and all. Also, guys, those will be the Eldon Snoke AI'd cattle. He also has 17 head total, 11 red Angus, 6 red whiteface of the bull bred cattle, all handled the same way, guys. Good set. We have 11 head coming off of a dispersal of first calf bred heifers, bred Laughlin, pay weight. Those will be due February 1st. Those will be the Wellensek heifers. 10 head of black first calf heifers, bred Schoen red Angus, due late January. Those will be the Oltman heifers. We have 5 black balancer first calf heifers, AI'd to Black Angus full house, due February 1st. Those will be the Cruzy heifers. Then also another Cruzy consignment, 15 red balancer first calf heifers, AI'd to Red Angus Browns, Nice and Easy, also Cruzy heifers. Moving on to the cow department, guys, we have some dispersals from very, very reputable cow herds here in our area. We hate to see them go, but we sure think that you will appreciate the quality of these cows when they come through the ring. We have 108 Black Angus bred cows, bred Lynetics, Frazee, or Gerlach. They are 4-year-old to broken mouth cows. They're going to start calving February 7th. Those will be the Chris Nicholas cows. We have 77 head of black Sim Angus bred cows. They will be anywhere from 3-year-old to broken mouth, and they will be bred LHT Simmental. Those are the Russ Eltisti cows. We have 61 head of black bred cows. They'll be also anywhere from 3 to broken mouth. They will be bred LHT or, they're the Wellensek cows out of Cook. We have 69 head of black bred cows, 5-year-old to broken mouth. They will be bred Spence Black Angus. Those are the Dennis Hippen cows. We have 12 black and red bred cows, 8-year-old to broken mouth, due March 20th. Those will be the Tom Gingery cows. We want to thank everybody for coming out, and hope we get to see you today. If you need something, call myself, Rick, Slim, Alicia here at the barn, 223-3571. Check us out on the internet at Beatrice77.net. Have a good day. Thanks.
Kick off the new year with unbeatable savings at Twin Rivers Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram during the Start Something New sales event. Get as low as 0% APR up 72 months on the new 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe and Jeep Wrangler 4xe. Full details from Twin Rivers and Beatrice. Offer ends 2/3/25. Start your new year with unbeatable savings and make your best deal today. Learn more at twinriv.com or stop by anytime at Twin Rivers Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, West Court Street in Beatrice.
State purpose of visit.
Well, looks like the old tractor's going to kick the bucket this year.
Searching internet for new bucket.
No, I want to check insurance rates.
Sale located. Right now, get 20% off new bucket with code It's Raining Buckets.
Robots don't know you. We do. For more than 80 years, Farm Bureau Financial Services has relied on relationships to get you the insurance coverage you need for your farm or ranch. Find a Farm Bureau agent at fbfs.com/protect. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Call on Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Bryce Leonard in Washington today.
Professional Barber Stylists honors the Beatrice Volunteer Firefighters and EMTs for their sacrifices and bravery entering into dangerous situations to help those in need. Thank you for being a phone call away when the community needs you. From Professional Barber Stylists in Beatrice, haircuts that are affordable. Hamish Trucking Incorporated proudly honors the Seneca Volunteer Firefighters and EMTs who always answer the call for help and salutes them for their dedication and unwavering commitment to the community. Hamish Trucking Incorporated in Seneca, commercial trucking and truck and trailer repair.
We have no weather-related postponements or cancellations to report this Thursday.
KNDY.